Minutes before the top of the hour, you are listening to Inspiration 92.3 FM, and this is that moment where we get to, pay attention, listen closely, and also, get your pen and paper, learn some more important things because, as usual, it's the show brought to you by Sickle Cell Foundation Nigeria, and of course, your very own family radio. It is Inspiration FM 92.3, and we call the show Surviving Sickle Cell. That's the name of the show, Surviving Sickle Cell, and this is episode 177, and we're going to be having a conversation talking about averting depression, navigating emotional well-being as a sickle cell warrior. And I've got a guest who is also joining me via telephone today. Her name is Mrs. Modupe Olokpade Popola. She's a resilient 64-year-old sickle cell champion. She is a professional caterer and a proud founder of the Mudadiola Catering Institute in Okoba, Abule-Egba, Lagos. As the coordinator of Ifako Jai Sickle Cell Club Lagos, she's also dedicated to raising awareness and supporting individuals living with sickle cell disorder. And we're going to be having a conversation with her. How are you doing, Ma? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, it feels good to, speak to you over the phone. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. I said it feels good to speak to you over the phone this morning.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right.
Happy being here.
Yeah, thank you. So we're going to be having a conversation, right? And first, as usual, for those people who are probably, just joining us for the first time, let me lay like a background, like an introduction, about sickle cell. Sickle cell disorder, yes, like we all say, is basically not what some people have termed it to be. I mean, I remember back in the days people would say, oh, it is abiku, it is that, it is this. I mean, all kinds of names, but that's not the case. You can only get you can only be sickle cell if you have two carriers, that's a father and a mother, transferring those genes, probably apparently maybe an AS or AS, or maybe an SS and SS, transferring those genes to their kids. And those cases are the only options that you can actually be a warrior. And now, apart from that as well, another conversation that stems around is, most times, sickle cell champions do not live long. I mean, the case is different. I've spoken to a lot of people who have, stayed longer than even people who are, are even supposedly stronger, and that's not the case. Once you know your limits, you know that you need to take good care of yourself, drink water regularly, and the rest. I'm sure that every other thing will be fine. All right. So, Mrs. Modupe, let's dive into the conversation. Right, navigating emotional well-being as a sickle cell warrior. What do you want to tell me about that?
Yeah. As a warrior, and then when you have to navigate through it, sickle cell disorder is not just a disorder that is as easy to go about with. But with you knowing who exactly you are and accepting it that this thing has come to being, and how are you going to live through it? It's a decision you have to take. That this thing, and there's nothing you can do other than just to live through it and make yourself happy. Do the necessary things you are supposed to do for you to live a very good life. And that's what I did. That's what I went through. And the strong will to live and overcome every obstacle that sickle cell disorder might bring on to you. There are so many complications, but it takes you and only you to overcome it. By the way you handle it.
Wow.
So that's what I know.
Okay, so I mean, I was I was listening to you closely, and the conversation went on. And you talked about the fact that it is important for you as a human being to be able to, have a will or zeal to live. It's something that applies to everybody. Tell me about some of your challenges. Growing up with and also trying to struggle through and battle some of this challenges that you face. I'd like to know, because 64 years old is no beans, is no joke.
It's not joke.
Yes.
It's no joke at all. When I was younger, so many things can bring challenges concerning this sickle cell disorder to you. Number one, in the family setup. If you don't have wonderful siblings and parents, that's number one. It's going to affect your emotional system as a personality. Number two, your carers, your doctors and your nurses, the way they relate to you. That's another one. I could remember there was a time, I attend clinics at Ibadan.
Okay.
And I have to travel all the way from Lagos down.
All the way to Ibadan.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of my doctors now said, you can start going to Luz, to this hospital. They will equally attend to you. And I said, well, it's okay. If you think I'll be able to adjust to it, I said, no problem. And then they gave me a letter to meet a doctor at that point in time. And I came. My first impression, I went there for the first time.
Yeah.
And then I had to go back to UCH because the doctor wasn't as friendly as I expected him to be.
Yeah.
At UCH, my doctors, they will take their time, listen to you, counsel you. But this one, I was having a kind of leg pain at that time.
Okay.
And he said, don't you know you have this disorder? And these are part of the complications that is bound
to happen.
So you have to live with it. And when he said that, I was still young at this tender age. And then I just said, you mean I'm going to... He said, yes, that's how you are going to be limping. I said, limp. I wasn't limping before. This thing just started and the pain was a bit... I said, yes. So I left the clinic crying. And then when I got home, I told my dad that the doctor said I won't be able to walk right again. So I'm going to be limping. I said I will go back to UCH. And so I went back to UCH. And when I got there, the doctor that actually advised me to go to Lutz said, you mean the doctor said? I said, yes, that was what he told me. Without even asking me to do any x-ray, no nothing. And then he concluded that I have sickle cell disorder, and so be it. So that put me off. And I went back to UCH, and then I was put through a lot of tests. I was given medications, and my legs came back to normal. And that was it. So, when you have a very good carer as your doctors, your nurses, even the pharmacists, the people that care for you, once they are there to assist you and counsel you and not give you a detrimental statement that will take you off board, you are bound to be happy.
Okay.
Yes. So those are some of the things that can aggravate your stability.
Okay, very, very, well said there. Because, for a lot of people, sometimes, people look for care, right? But the conversation goes as far as when you're looking for care, you're also thinking about, I just want to be fine. You need to have the will to live, right? The will to survive. But the care now, from what you're saying, is as important as, you even also having a will, because you can want to do something and then you might be discouraged from some of the things that you hear, which is very, very mind blowing. And I think, professionals, medical professionals, should be able to pay attention to that. It's important that, when people visit your facilities, make them feel comfortable. I don't know. I mean, growing up, I used to see that nurses never used to smile. And I wonder why, especially when they bring their needles. I'm like, what's going on? Why? I mean, try to smile. Even I know that you want to cause me pain, but try to smile sometimes. It also works. But it's nice to hear some of these things, and I hope that somebody is listening to it and somebody is also getting motivated as well. So now let's talk about some of the things that you have done, to navigate, emotionally, because I know that you're married.
Yes, I am.
And I want to know, how you've been able to manage emotional situations. Also, because I know that for a lot of people, right, it's a different thing, and it's always very important. We've had this conversation time and time on the show again, where they'll say, oh, please, that especially when it comes to, emotional states, you need to be careful around, warriors as well. So tell me, was your first relationship, was it the one that led to marriage?
No.
So you dealt with a few heartbreaks.
I just thank God for who He made me to be and how I was actually brought up. My dad and my mom, they instilled a lot of confidence in me. And I went through stigmatization at a younger level, and I actually overcame it. So when it came to at least relationship, it wasn't something that was too bad for me to handle.
Okay.
Because I have lived an independent life. I don't depend on people. Yes, I can trust you, but once you betray my trust, that be it.
Okay.
Because I actually don't want anything that will put me down or break me down emotionally. So I take you for who you are. And once I see that, oh, this person is not the kind of person I can move around with, I stay back.
Wow.
My relationship with my husband.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't get married in time.
Okay.
I got married at the age of 38. I didn't actually want to get married, but it happened I got married.
Okay.
And it took a while before my husband actually saw me in severe crisis. And the first time he saw me in a severe one, he wasn't happy about it. He didn't even believe it. He didn't believe it. Because when the crisis started, yes, I walked out from the house into the car. But before we got to the hospital, I couldn't walk again. My hands were not stretched. I was in severe pain, the excruciating pain. I was crying and crying. When we got to the hospital, I couldn't step down. He didn't believe it. He said, "Calm down now." I said, "I can't." He said, "No, you don't mean it." I said, "I can't." That was it. Thank God a cousin of mine was with us then. So
Okay.
both of them had to carry me into the hospital for treatment. After that hospitalization, he didn't believe it. That's how the crisis run. So it hasn't been that easy. But at the same time, I would say I was able to scale through. And everything is okay. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I would say. I don't get disappointed about anything because I have made myself, I'm a made-up person.
Yeah.
So I don't I don't see if I ask for anything. If you are willing, fine. If not, I was able to stand my ground on whatever I want. And I have a passionate husband, I would say.
Wow.
So even though it has not been a bed of roses, but I know what I want and I know my limit. And he was very passionate and caring. Yeah. So I thank God
All right. I
for
mean,
my life, for how I have lived it.
okay, lovely. I mean, this is one of those stories where I always like to share. I always like to listen to on the show because, I mean, sometimes it's just beautiful to know that we have great support systems and finding a balance with everything. So I'd like to know what are some of the ways or tips that you think other warriors as well can practice or do to avert depression. What
Now,
way? Because I know a lot of people, even people that are not warriors. I mean,
yes,
two three things happen, you're already depressed, you're already sad, you're
yes,
heartbroken. How can
yes,
people, how can warriors, avert depression?
yeah. Like I said, it takes you and only you.
Mm.
It's only you that can make yourself happy. You are the only one that knows what you want. For as long as you are focused, yes, you know you have this disorder, but there must be a way around it that will make you overcome. What I will say is you must accept that you are a sickle cell disorder patient.
Hmm.
Don't overstep your bounds.
Hmm.
Take very good care of yourself by attending your clinic.
Hmm.
We say health is wealth.
Yes.
Once you attend your clinic when you are supposed to, you'll be healthy. But if you don't do that, that might be number one deterrent. Don't live an isolation life. Get acquainted with friends. Some friends might be there to pull you down, make fun of you, stigmatize you, but you have to make up your mind that it is where you are going that you are going. Like I said, when I was in primary school, my friends, they will sing different kind of songs because I was never in school. They will call me Sansa Matunde Alikolo Olilo. But because I was intelligent, and when I get back to class, I perform. So I was able to stand my ground. I didn't allow them to bring me down in any way.
Wow.
I always have a word for them. Once they start to sing, I call them Olodo. Yes. I said, okay, you that you are in class, what do you have to show for it? I'm not in class. I might not be in class for a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But when I get back to class,
I catch up.
my position of you. So what are we talking about? You must be bold as a warrior to stand anything that is coming your way. Don't let the disorder take the best out of you. Stand your ground. Be focused. Yes, there are challenges and I know there are complications. But before the complications will come, if you attend your regular clinic, yes, it might be averted. And know the type of friends that you move with. Move with friends that will elevate you. Cut down on the ones that will bring you down, that won't support you, that will not encourage you. Now, if you are not well read, get a skill that you know you can be doing, and then you will be having a kind of income on daily basis
Hmm.
that you can support yourself with. And there's no assistance or support that is given to you that is too small for you to accept.
Wow.
And for you to just look at it as if, what is it that they have done? Because you have some people that they have been assisted and they just take undue advantage of it.
Hmm.
They don't have a heart of gratitude. In whatever that is deposited in you, be grateful.
Hmm.
Be grateful unto God.
Wow.
So these are some of the things that I think will make a warrior do well.
Okay.
Make yourself happy at all times.
Hmm.
Reach out to people. Ask, don't keep quiet. Let people know who you are and how they can render support
Okay.
to you.
All right. Thank you so much.
When we do most of this, it will be well with you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, it's been beautiful. This is where we draw the curtain on the show. I have to go right away. We've been speaking with Mrs. Mudukwe Olokpade Popola. She is a resilient 64-year-old sickle cell champion. She is a professional caterer and also a proud founder of the Mudadiola Catering Institute in Okoba, Abulegba, Lagos. Also as the coordinator of Ifako Jai Sickle Cell Club, Lagos. She's dedicated to raising awareness and supporting individuals living with sickle cell disorder. It's been mind-blowing, learning and also listening as well. I always say this all the time. We're all a brother's keeper. The Bible doesn't just say we should love one another, be our brother's keeper and the rest of that. It urges us that love is above every other thing. And look out for every other person that you know. Stop the stigmatization. Lagos, that's it. I am done and dusted. I'm out of here. The news coming up at exactly 12 o'clock. Right after that, expect